5,
4.
4. Oh boy. All right.
I got excited.
Let's try it again.
All right.
5, 4,
3,
1. What?
And Rock Lobster.
Yeah, all right. But we didn't even need to tell people we're back because we could. I guess no, we're not editing.
Yeah. Do you think maybe we should think of a cheesy '80s song like that and
have
we
it be our song?
acapella
Yeah.
the intro tune?
Yeah.
I think that's the thing. I think next time we're gonna have a jam intro.
Okay.
You know.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
Yeah.
Another thing I want to do is they make these like GoPro timer mounts, and then there's like these people think they're geniuses where you take like a kitchen timer, you know, where like you spin it, but they like do the little sticky GoPro mount on top of it, so the kitchen timer, an egg timer spins slowly. I think that would be a cool thing to have like all of us with an instrument. Yeah. But that neither here nor there. That's next time.
But nonetheless, welcome back.
Well, it's good to
You
get
know who
on
played
so we can
great songs in the 80s? Celine Dion.
Bon Jovi.
Was she around in the 80s?
Yeah, was she?
Yeah,
I
that's
don't
Well,
recall.
she sang on the Titanic, so she had to have been, right?
That was early 90s.
She was like one of the only
that
survivors.
That was the 1800s.
How did she survive on the Titanic and make it?
Magic.
Okay.
Call it magic.
So we left off
If you explain it, it's not magic, you know?
Hitler's following versus
Oh yeah.
Jeffrey Dahmer and maybe Ed
Ed
Gein.
Gein.
I feel like if you're a Jeffrey Dahmer follower, you know, if you really like
Hitler
Jeffrey Dahmer,
followers killed
You know what we
lots of
did
people.
when we were kids snowboarding? I'm sorry, I overstepped.
No, snowboarding. Go for it.
It's a quick story. When we snowboarded, when we bombed hills, we called it Jeffrey Dahmer. We'd hold hands, and like, cause it's scary and gay.
and you might get dismembered, right?
Yeah. And see who lets go first.
Yeah, your tailbone's gonna be really sore after that.
Yeah.
And your anus might hurt.
Because Jeffrey Dahmer was the one who killed gay kids, right?
Yeah. Well, he was.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good.
Speaking of sore tailbones, back to my
That's
dad.
not homophobic.
No.
He really did that, you know.
Yeah. So I didn't realize how much
True
I'd missed
story.
my dad until he moved back to Michigan. But this was the Father's Day. It was yesterday. First Father's Day
How was
that I
it?
spent where my dad did not live in the same state. So I spent a few where I didn't see him. I lived up in the Bay Area. Might as well have been different state, you know.
Hey,
But
look, we're looking at the same sun.
so he was a firefighter in Detroit, and he was telling me that if one of the guys got married, they would go out for the bachelor party and just get rip roaring drunk all across town.
Yeah.
And they would take the groom and get him black the fuck out drunk, and then they would have a buddy's house that they were all gonna crash at or whatever, you know, go back, play cards, whatever. And they said that they would get the guy rip roaring, passed out drunk, and they would handcuff him to like a post in the basement. You know, they have like support beams, like a big metal post. So they said they would rip the guy's clothes
Keep
off
going. I like this story.
and handcuff him to the post,
Military stuff too.
and then they would all crash the night, but like upstairs, you know, on the
Yeah.
couch and everything. And then they would wake up, start cooking breakfast, and they knew the guy was up because he would. Oh, and before
Screaming.
before they left, someone would punch him in the tailbone.
Oh.
So the guy would wake up
That's not
naked
good.
in a basement, handcuffed to like a steel beam that wasn't going anywhere,
Oh
with
my
a
God.
bruised tailbone.
So
And he said
got
every
ass
time
raped.
the guy would just
Freak
be
out.
screaming bloody
Yeah.
murder.
Oh my god.
Dude,
And then they
that's-
would come down with like Bloody Marys and breakfast and be like, ah, what the hell of a night, huh?
You almost got butt
Now you gotta
raped.
go to your wedding. Ah.
How do you let your eggs fertilize?
Yeah.
Oh, you're not helping, guys. Yeah, that's fucked up. That's like Quentin Tarantino's inspiration for the Gipsy.
Yeah,
That's-
man.
it's a pretty good one,
That's,
huh?
That is a good one. I mean-
pretty far out there.
You've gotta believe in the people you're with.
Yeah.
Happen to you and be like, all right, you're all still alive. I'm still alive. That was a fucked up joke. Some people don't take jokes. Though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, some people will like break the drain pipe and then be running naked through the neighborhood, and you're like, that backfired for all of us.
Well, shit,
There's
we're getting
usually only
PCP.
one way in and out of a basement.
No, there's those little windows.
Yeah.
You could weasel
You
his
think
way.
a grown...
Well,
Uh,
Skinny
first
guy.
off, you have the worst hangover of your entire life.
Yeah.
Your tailbone's sore.
Yeah, but you think you're in you think you're in a Dahmer basement.
Yeah. But it's not a drain pipe. This is like a steel
like a structure.
beam. Like, this is a weight
You're not getting
bearing...
out of
Like
there.
a flagpole size. Type
It's,
of-
yeah, like... The one in my
Big
aunt and
steel.
uncle's is like that
This
thick.
beam.
And it's probably cement on the inside. It's probably steel with cement, you know.
Right. I thought you said drain pipe.
It just
Yeah.
breaks his thumbs and so. Something weird.
It's hard to get out of handcuffs. And they make the new ones where you can't like pick it, like movie shit.
Yeah.
You can't do that anymore.
You can buy
No,
the
from personal experience.
well, you can buy the thing you put on your belt loop,
Unfortunately,
and then you go.
Yeah, we can't. It doesn't.
it doesn't work that way anymore.
And if they use zip ties,
Well, they have the push
fucking
button.
forget about it. And then you have no. Don't be mean because if they zip tie you too tight, then you don't have feelings in your hands.
You don't have circulation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You're home.
I know from personal
It's good to
experience.
be polite.
But then you can hit someone as hard as you want.
Says the Canadian.
With
Right?
your like
We're
dead
polite.
hand.
We will not be-
Yeah.
You
Your
could.
troglodyte hand.
But it's not gonna hurt. Like usually, if you hit someone in the head, it kind of hurts your hand a little
Yeah,
bit.
but you can't make a fist. You're like,
Jazz hands.
yeah. This guy's jazz handsing me, and I feel sorry for him. Yeah, I don't know.
They're all, do it again, Nancy. Oh. Why is it waiting?
All right, let's get into your plot points or your bullet points or something.
Yeah.
Gotta keep going, boys. Come on,
Well,
we gotta wrap it up.
we were going Hitler's devout followers versus that of maybe. Do you think anyone kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Not stereotypes, but do you think they're nitpicky with their serial killers?
Well, I think a
Oh,
lot of
yeah.
people stereotype Hitler. Yeah.
Oh, for sure.
But like if you're an Ed Gein fan, you're
Yeah.
probably a Jeffrey Dahmer fan too, right?
I'm not very knowledgeable. Who's the one who is like really seductive to women?
Ted Bundy.
No, not Ted Bundy. He was like Spanish looking.
Ricky Ramirez, the Night Stalker.
Yeah,
Dude.
yeah.
That's a scary one. Like there's somebody was telling a story about what he was a prison guard and he was like a tough guy, like he's used to being, and he said Ramirez was the only one that scared the shit out of him. He could like bring you in and like he's like that's a guy who could make people do things. You know what I mean?
Has that psychological?
Yeah.
It was like he
Like
can,
Hannibal
he can
Lecter
convince
status.
you to do
Yeah,
That
things.
yeah.
picture
you
of
don't
him
want
where
to
he's
do.
like waving. And he's
Yeah.
got the pentagram. He's all
It's pretty.
that smile, that face, that yeah.
Yeah, because like during the court case, wasn't he like schmoozing some chicks in the
Yeah.
like in the
and
not
girls were
audience,
like
but-
writing him fan letters and
Yeah.
stuff like he was a rock star.
With panties, yeah. They're all,
He
Was
was
he
that
doing-
good.
Was he killing women? I don't know. I'm making a stab thing, but was he killing women?
I
Or
think he
he
was
killing
convincing women to
The
get him
first
out.
time I heard of him was in a psychology class in high school, and they were going over serial killers and how the effect on the brain and all that.
Like
and
sociopath and psychopath.
Yeah. But it was at Mission Viejo High School,
He was
and
seducing
apparently he would hit spots that were close off the freeway, and the reason he went into that specific house in Mission Viejo is he just liked the color of the house. It was just like a light blue,
And just
baby
kill everybody
blue
in there?
house, and he just went in and just I don't even know if he shanked them or what, but
That's so scary. Like knives are scary. Like if a guy came in here with a knife, we're all getting stabbed. There's no kung fu that you know what I mean.
I think if one guy came in here with a knife, one of us might go down, but the other three are gonna block
like
out.
I'm gonna push one of you for bait. Like, just no, and then I'm gonna grab a guitar.
yeah, grab a
Are
guitar.
you good at baiting stuff like that?
Like no,
He's good at
like
pushing.
Like, would you consider yourself a masturbator in that scenario?
yeah, I
Okay.
guess so. Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay.
Repeatedly.
But I like it.
14
Wouldn't,
times a week.
Yeah.
it wouldn't
He's
be
got it.
personal. I would push the closest person.
Like I know you said you went 57 days.
57 days. I swear to God, I'm not lying. I wrote it down.
How were you like keeping notches on your belt?
No, I put it on my phone.
You didn't have to
Dude,
like restrain
every
yourself.
comment is,
Like at that point, I would be like, okay.
At that point, you wake up in the middle of the night.
Wait.
It was like being 14. Again.
Wait, was this back in the day when you had access to a phone and
Yeah.
you can easily access like porn?
No, you were
Oh, yeah.
deployed in the military, right?
No. This was like
Okay, so you had
Oh,
no
2 years ago.
no
Oh.
easily access to.
No, I had
easily
access to
max-
everything. Yeah,
No, you did.
I don't know how I did it, but I was just like obsessed with the idea of like chi and like internal energy and like self mastery that didn't involve
Too much
self masturbation.
What about like the guy
Oh,
from like
grasshopper.
American Pie
Don't
where
touch
he's
my
just
phone.
like, I'm not gonna come.
Yeah, but it's like the Seinfeld episode where like George Costanza becomes a genius.
Yeah.
I didn't become a genius.
Yeah.
That'd be
I feel
cool.
like you do get smarter the longer you go.
I don't know what it's just an energy thing. Like you notice if you do it like every day, you're just sort of like, oh, hi girls. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you have no game because
It's like
Yeah.
a ball of energy
Yeah.
that you're just expelling from your body.
like a Hadouken. Yeah.
Yeah.
exactly. But
It's
you're
the same
getting
color too.
Testosterone.
Because think about it, like
Your
if you
cum
don't,
is
if
blue?
you don't think about it, if you don't
Yeah.
have the urge, then you don't
Or
have
red.
the urge
Well,
to go out and meet
If it's
women.
the third
If
one.
I go to 7-Eleven and get the blue Raz Slurpees.
If you eat a blue raspberry Slurpee and you masturbate, your cum comes out blue. You need to go see a doctor,
Yeah,
man.
that's
No,
a bit of a doctor
no.
issue.
It was a joke.
Is that a thing? Like, if you,
Pineapples.
let's just say you only
Pineapples.
Eat
consume
asparagus?
Pineapples.
blue, like every meal you ate, you doused in blue food coloring.
You
think
probably-
you could
yeah.
eventually ejaculate
Probably.
blue?
Yeah.
If
Like
you didn't die
flamingos
from it.
eat shrimp, and that's why they're pink.
Yeah.
Science.
They eat,
And
what's it
Santa
called?
Claus is red.
That's a new segment for the show now. It's science. It's learning time.
Science!
I've had times where, like, one time my buddy and I made pancakes. We were in, like, 8th or 9th grade. And we woke up, we were like, let's make pancakes. And then we were like, let's make blue pancakes. And then my buddy called me. He was like, dude, I just took a dump and it was blue.
Well, yeah, that's
Well,
different.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, it's very different.
It's different than. You know.
There's a different system, you know.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah,
a
I
different
guess.
way you excrete versus
Yeah,
what you
yeah,
come.
yeah.
You would totally.
That makes
I think,
sense. That
die
makes a
of
lot of sense
food
now.
coloring
Yeah.
poisoning
Don't be
before-
ashamed about that. You learned a new thing tonight.
Yeah.
You know.
I mean, shit,
Good.
you try it.
But yeah, I don't know.
I got a
hope not.
really good chuckle from, I don't know where I was, but I was telling a story. My brother went and bought his second car
Oh yeah.
from a car dealership, and they were, you know, jerking him around at the car dealership as they do. You know, it's like, hey, I want that car. I literally have this much money, so take the tax out of it, and you know, you got, and they're like, oh yeah, well,
Such
okay,
a
well,
rip-off.
guess what? It's $1,000 more than what we told you, and it's like,
Yeah.
nope, not gonna work. Try again.
Yeah.
5 minutes,
So he
what?
said he spent like 4 hours at the car dealership, and he went in to the bathroom and cranked down with the pink hand soap and just splooged right on the sink as like a fuck you, like someone's gonna have to clean this up.
I know that's like a good
That's-
statement, but
that is-
he gave up
Oh,
his
it was
energy,
sploosh.
his chi. Now he's gonna fucking get a bad
Yeah,
deal. With the
I think
car.
your negotiating skills after that,
Yeah,
like if
'cause
you're
a little
set,
limp-wristed, you know.
Oh,
yeah, if you're like I got $4,000
Yeah.
and you're gonna sell it to me for $3,500 and you throw
Alright.
500 tax and that's gonna be the deal, and they're
You're
like,
like,
oh,
well,
but
yeah.
$6,000.
Yeah,
You need to have some.
you got
Some
have
extra
it in
gusto.
there, yeah. Because now you just want to cuddle afterwards, and you sign the contract.
just wanna go to
and
bed.
Sleepy, yeah.
Just goes. It's all.
Yeah.
Oh,
You don't want to
man.
buy a car anymore. You just want to pass
Yeah, no,
out.
that kind
Yeah,
of
you
thing
want to have a
is,
cigarette and rack out. Yeah.
Well, you just
I really
said
think
you
that's a thing. I don't know. I mean, there's no scientific evidence to chi or any of that shit.
No,
I
you
still
just want to
believe in
sleep.
it.
You want to sleep after
I
you
like it.
fucking come.
That makes me
But-
wonder about the pineal gland. Like,
Yeah,
The
third
older we
eye,
get,
man.
it becomes calcified in our teenage years. But
It's because there's
supposed to
fluoride in the water, man.
well, like the doctors say,
That
it's
is
because
the-
it's supposed to be. But yeah,
There's some scientific evidence
say it's not
behind
supposed
that.
Look, man, it's my favorite thing. All that stuff is my favorite thing.
It's
so
fun.
I kind of don't believe it. I kind of do believe it. Every sailor needs a superstition. You know what I mean?
It makes perfect sense. Like you can't have a society. Let's say you have a classroom of 30 people. I just remember being numbered like 1 through 29 or 30 from first grade through sixth grade.
Yeah, yeah.
It seemed like it was always like 28, 30, 32. I think was the biggest class that I had.
Yeah.
But
Check
you
that
can't tell all 30 of those kids that they can grow up to be astronauts.
Right.
Because then who are you gonna have to work the fucking factories? You know,
or to
who's-
work at Circle K.
to be. The ones that fail the
Yeah.
astronaut test. You go, oh, well, you went from astronaut to.
Or be the Circle K guy that walks in with a boombox, trying to get a fucking, what was it? Weed wrap.
Oh, I know. Yeah, there was some
no.
African American kid with his backpack on.
blaring
He seemed
techno.
pretty twacked on like meth or something, but he had
Well, they
his like
all are.
his speaker on his backpack just blasting like
Yeah.
techno,
Who's gonna be that guy?
and he was like, "Hey, how's it going? Hey,
Yeah,
hey,
you
how's
need
it going?"
that guy in society for some reason.
It motivates everyone else. They're all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I mean, there's some validity, some truth, but like you can't have a classroom full of dreamers.
No, Matt Ridley wrote a book about it. Like, there's no one on this planet that can make this.
No.
There's no one that can draw up the oil to make the plastic and
Oh,
then do
yeah.
the electronics.
You
Like,
need-
the minute you need a big society to have any kind of innovation. Like, that's why when there's big cataclysms and people break off and go back to hunter-gatherer, no new, like, that's like the Middle Ages was because it was a mini ice age. You know what I mean? Like,
A
things,
reset.
yeah, things scatter out. You
Yeah.
need a big population. And a lot of those populations are going to be meth heads outside of Circle K. You know?
I don't
Made
think
it glow
they're.
in the dark
I
crayon.
mean, what I'm getting at is
Actually,
like
that's cool.
it's kind of a shitty situation because if you see this fucking derelict degenerate kid who has an IQ of like 70
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
at what point do you stop telling them, yeah, you can go be an astronaut?
No, you don't tell them. You tell them like, hey, that's why they should have trades. Although you have to be smart to do a lot of trades, but they should be like grooming guys to like do construction or do other stuff. Because not everyone can go to MIT. I can't go to MIT. Like Tep just graduated as an engineer.
Yeah.
Would you love to see? You know how ridiculous it would be if I went to school to do that?
you know, I looked at some of her math problems. Her math problems were like 3 pages.
Yeah.
Just the problem. Like, okay, so here it is. I'm like, that's not even. I mean, it's a language for sure, but like, if I had to do this, I'd just start a shotgun. Like,
Yeah.
there's no way that like.
Did you just say start a shotgun?
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Like,
no, and at this point, like for
this is
someone
intense.
like them that are trying to better themselves, it's like a rebuilding process for them to do something contributing to society.
Yeah, the education like fails you because it's just training you to go to university, and not everyone should go to university.
Yeah, no, totally.
No,
and they
I-
took all the wood.
I have a
shops and
liberal
stuff
arts
out.
Yeah.
degree, and so I know that Washington Irving might have been gay, so that's super helpful.
Listen,
Thank
so
you.
I,
Thank you.
I
Yeah.
went to I enrolled to MIT school to do like electronics or whatever it was, and they're like, okay, so you can do a month for free.
But
And if
MIT
you-
or ITT?
ITT Tech.
Okay,
Yes,
okay.
you're right. Sorry, thank you.
Little bit of
ITT
an-
Tech. So they gave me a month for free, and I enrolled in the classes. I went
cool.
to every class for a month. And I bought the books. went to this class,
Oh, that's what.
and then at the end of the month, they're like, "Okay, you owe us $3,700," and I go, "Okay, cool. I'm not really interested." And
How much did you spend on books?
it was like $1,200 for books,
Yeah.
and then like the rest was for
Why
classes.
is a book $1,200?
No, but the
That's
point,
multiple books.
The point is that when I went to the class, the people were schleps, the teachers were schleps, the students were dumb,
Yeah.
and I just said, hey, I already got a job.
Yeah, it's
I
not
just
for
did
me.
this for a learning experience, and
Yeah.
if it did benefit me, then yes, I was going to continue.
I like the fact
But
that
I
you did
canceled and got a refund. However, it did take a fucking shit ton of complaining to get the refund.
Yeah, they don't like to refund.
But I did get the refund after I turned in the books and I did all the prerequisites to get the refund.
That's
But
cool.
it's funny that after the fact that the whole thing shut down. It got bankrupt or whatever.
Yeah.
And I just felt like everyone that went to that school was a schlep.
Well, a
Well,
lot of those pay for universities are shutting down because people aren't getting jobs from it.